This is a world where money has no value. Here, time is everything. To buy anything, you must pay with a portion of your own life. But to live a good life in this world, you also need to have enough time. When a person turns 25, a 1-year countdown timer starts on their wrist. The moment it hits 0, that person dies. The rich had so much time that they could live for 1,000 years. They created their own separate world, Greenwich City, where they lived peaceful, luxurious lives. Meanwhile, in the ghetto city, the poor worked day and night to earn time, or they would die. In this poor settlement lived a boy named Will. His timer showed only 23 hours remaining. Will lived with his mother. Because aging stops after 25, his mother still looked very young even though she was 50 years old. Today was his mother's 50th birthday. Will had worked overtime the previous night to bring a bottle of champagne. Seeing this, his mother was overjoyed. She told him, "I want to see my grandchildren. Why don't you date some girl?" Will replied, "Who has time for all these things?" His mother said, "I have to clear the electricity bill and the bank loan by tomorrow or we'll get fined. So I'm leaving now. I'll be back by tomorrow night after paying everything." She added, "I only have 3 days left. Paying these bills will use up almost all my time. So tomorrow evening, make sure you wait for me at the bus stop. I'll take some time from you before mine runs out." Will agreed. "Okay, I'll be there on time." Leaving, his mother touched his hand and transferred 30 minutes into his body so he could buy a good breakfast. Then both left for their respective work. On the way, a small girl came to Will. She gave him a capsule and asked for a little time. Will smiled and transferred 5 minutes of his life into the capsule for her. People in this world can store time in capsules and transfer or use it anytime. Will reached the factory. Before starting work, he went for coffee, but noticed that prices had doubled. Coffee that used to cost 2 minutes now cost 4 minutes. Prices could be increased anytime without notice. Will reluctantly paid 4 minutes and started working. After a long day, at night Will went to a bar with his friend. His friend was a heavy drinker. He signaled to Will that a man was giving free drinks to everyone and had a lot of time. When Will looked, he saw the man surrounded by girls. The man had 116 years on his timer. Will realized he was from Greenwich City. Will warned him, "You shouldn't be here. There are thieves everywhere. They will kill you and steal your time. Leave quickly." But the man ignored him. Suddenly, Fortis, the city's biggest gangster, arrived with his gang. Everyone ran away. Fortis and his men robbed people of their time by force. Will's friend tried to pull him away, but Will hid in a corner to watch. Fortis challenged the rich man to an arm wrestling time fight. The loser's time would transfer to the winner. The man, drunk, asked for some time to sober up. Fortis agreed and sent one of his men with him. In the bathroom, the man was vomiting. Will knocked out Fortis's man, rescued the rich man, and took him to a safe place. The man introduced himself as Henry. He was 105 years old and tired of life. He had enjoyed everything and no longer wanted to live. He revealed the harsh truth to Will. The different time zones were created deliberately. Inflation is increased on purpose in the ghettos so the poor keep dying. The rich in Greenwich City collect their time. The whole system is designed so the poor remain slaves, working endlessly while the rich live forever on the time stolen from their deaths. Will was shocked. Henry asked what Will would do if he had as much time as him. Will said he would stop constantly checking his timer, buy a good house for his mother in Greenwich City, and live peacefully with her. They stayed the night. In the morning, Henry transferred all 116 years to the sleeping Will, left only a few minutes for himself, and jumped off a bridge. When Will woke up, he saw 116 years on his timer. He found Henry's note. "Don't waste my time." He ran to the bridge but arrived too late. Henry died smiling. Will felt deep sorrow. He realized people would suspect him of murdering Henry for the time, so he went to his friend and gave him 10 years as a token of friendship. Then he headed to the bus stop to wait for his mother. Meanwhile, his mother, Rachel, had paid all the bills but found that bus ticket prices had doubled. She only had about 1.5 hours left. The driver refused to let her travel without full payment. No passengers helped her. She started running home on foot. Will waited at the bus stop with flowers for her birthday. When the bus arrived, his mother wasn't on it. He ran to find her. Rachel was desperately knocking on doors, begging for time, but no one helped. With only 10 seconds left, she ran toward Will. Just as they were about to meet, her time ran out. She died in front of him. Will cried bitterly. The next morning, timekeepers, the police of this world, investigated Henry's death. Officer Raymond checked CCTV and saw Will near the bridge. He suspected Will of murder. Will, now understanding the corrupt system, went to Greenwich City, paying 1 year to enter. He was stunned by the luxury and endless time the rich had. He stayed in an expensive hotel. A beautiful girl, Sylvia, noticed him. Later, in a casino, Will played poker against Philip, Sylvia's father, the richest man who owned a time bank and won 1,100 years. Sylvia invited him to a party. During the party, they danced and she fell for him. But Raymond arrived and arrested Will for Henry's murder. He seized most of Will's time, leaving only 2 hours. Will escaped, took Sylvia hostage, and fled back to the ghetto. In an accident caused by Fortis's gang, they crashed. Fortis stole Sylvia's time. Both were left with very little time. Will gave Sylvia some of his remaining minutes. His friend had already died after wasting the 10 years on alcohol. They sold Sylvia's diamond earrings for 2 days of time. Will called Philip and demanded 10,000 years to be distributed among the poor in exchange for Sylvia's safe return. Philip refused. Sylvia realized her father was the head of this exploitative system. She decided to join Will in fighting it. Together, they started robbing time from the rich banks in Greenwich City and distributing it to the poor. The government put a bounty of 10 years on their heads. Fortis began hunting them. They hid in a hotel. Fortis eventually found them. He captured them and challenged Will to a time fight. The story cuts off here at the line. Will understood that if he refused the challenge. Would you like me to continue the story from this point, or do you want any specific changes to this translation?